Esau's, delicacies. They're laughing, being entertaining. Okay? They're laughing right now because this ain't the time to laugh. All right? People have no idea what's going on. Okay? And they don't know it's all written in the Bible. All right? Hey, give me Jeremiah 15:3. Okay? That makes it clear and cut how deadly it's going to be out here. Okay, according to the Holy Bible. See, a lot of things we say, it comes out the Bible. Everything we say comes out the Bible, man. And you people can't face it. This Bible is rated R. Okay?
For real.
For real, for real.
You know, and then people can't deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how these Christians pick this book up and they talk about, it's all about love.
Yeah, love, man.
One.
Love.
Love.
Bunch of clowns.
I can't wait for the Most High to eradicate you people according to the Bible. That's
clowns.
I can't wait for the Most High to eradicate you people according to the Bible. That's in the book of Obadiah. Go ahead.
Now you said generally speaking, but Israel's known as the enemy too, right?
Yeah, Israel can
be.
Yeah.
But let's deal in this context.
Sorry.
18 says, the people of thy holiness have possessed it for a little while.
What did they possess?
The land, you're talking about the land.
Thank you. Go ahead.
It says, our adversaries.
All right, so if you guys notice, one of the things the vocab said is that, Israel can be the enemies of God too. And I think Romans chapter 9 actually addresses that, as well as other Old Testament passages just as well too. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren. Now, if he was talking to Israelites, why would he be saying, my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh? They should know this already, that they are his brethren if he was talking to them. So Paul wouldn't even be talking like that. So their excuse was this, is that basically these northern tribes did not know that they was Israel. And that's not the case. They knew that they was Israel already.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Recha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you, brethren, you fellow believers of this faith, and shalom to the elect. Shalom, peace to you, to the hopefully elect. Anyway, I don't even know what I'm going to title this video. It's kind of even going to be one of those twofold videos, kind of, because as I went along in the video, this topic came up about Romans 9. So I don't want to make two videos out of two separate videos. I just want to put it together because this is going to these guys, Israelite, the branches, Baltimore, tried and refined, and I can't remember the other guys that was with them, with Ip Ben Lawyer, I think that was his name. Can't really, Detroit Israelites. You can't even find their videos up anymore. So we're going to tie into that first. But what I wanted to go into, because there was a brother that ran into one of these brothers, or no longer dearly departed brothers, and he asked him why did he quit, and my opinion on that is we just got to keep moving. I can't be concerned. Sure, you don't glory, I really don't. I thought the guy was a cool guy. He asked me for advice. I gave him advice. He didn't accept wise advice, wise counsel, from what I experienced in being around a little bit. And, I knew the demise was probably going to happen, but not hoping. And a lot of times you want to shame some, brothers sometime. Well, let me say reprove him, because that's what it means to openly shame to a degree, in a hopes he gets right. You don't want to shame him because your own self glorification, because you just want to be right. I kind of hope I'm wrong sometime when it comes to that. But now this guy also that you see, they was with the Lion of Judah, and he had some problems, and I tried to help him along as well. But the key is to come under some form of order, right? Even when I came in, things was a little screwy. So, but I understand now the what order is all about. And a lot of these guys, they come in because it's something to do. I heard Apostle Tahar say that, and you can't say it any different than that. It looks good, it's unity, and it's like a gang affiliated to some people. It's almost like a union of chicken and drinks, you know what I'm saying? So people come in for all kind of reasons. They come in to be seen of men. Some come of it for a name. They want to have a name for themselves. They want people to recognize them. They want to get views. And I want to go there, but I want to touch on this. I'll probably jump back to it, but I want to jump on this Romans 9. This guy G-Con, he says Romans 9, when he said, brethren, I could wish myself a curse from Yahushua for my brothers and kinsmen according to the flesh, that they already knew they was Israelites. See, and this is to a guy that doesn't read the Bible, who more likely doesn't understand the Bible, because that's what these Christians don't do. He can't understand that Paul had enemies who were Israelites, who even chased to seek to kill him. They was even killing other Israelites. So these were epistles, which were letters, anyway, addressing the churches as well. So this had nothing to do with this guy. I just wanted to sum that up real quick, as if, see how these Christians make it up as they go along to try to make it fit their doctrine. You had God-fearers, right? That's when you go into the term in Acts, I believe, 13, when it says, and ye that fear God give audience. They were calling themselves God-fearers, right? You had some who are strategic in the law, but they didn't believe in the Messiah. They didn't believe in the prophets, right? They was making their own laws. So it was a lot going on, right? Let me read a little commentary. I've read different ones in the past. It's not hard. You just go to any commentary. Romans 9:1, it says, we have here the apostles' solemn profession of the great concern for the nation and people of the Jews, that he was heartily troubled that so many of them were enemies of the gospel and out of the way of salvation. So we can clearly see you had, just because in this guy G-Con says that they knew they were Israelites, that don't cut it. IUIC know that they're Israelites too. ISPK, they know that they're Israelites too. But we still cry out in the hopes of the elect who is amongst them will get it and wake up, because the salvation is through Yahushua. And of course, they didn't believe. It was a group of them who didn't believe in Yahushua, right? I was going to go more on that, but that's pretty much it, to the point. I just wanted to hit the point. Let me read another one here. It says, the accursed answers to the Hebrew word sherem, I'm just saying what's here, which signifies what is devoted to the destruction, and as the Jewish nation was noun and anathema, which means, let me see if I can. Anathema is someone or something intensely disliked and loathed, right? Destined to destruction. Paul expresses his affection to them. Here it says that he could wish, provided he could thereby save them from it, to become anathema, or to be devoted to destruction himself in their stead. In other words, that he could be content that Yahushua should give him up to such calamities as these, to which the Jewish people were doomed for rejecting him. So we could clearly see when you talk about Romans 9, these are epistles, number one, just like if you write a journal, right? These are epistles to the churches, and going into the Israelites, the non-believing Israelites. Just because they know they're Israelites, don't really consider them not as being non-believing, although there were some non-believing ones. Well, quite a few of them, and ones who didn't know, right? You had Grecian Jews, right, who adopted some Greek customs, and some of them was Greek-speaking Jews along with being Israelites. It's no gray area. Little leaven leavened the whole lump. So if they don't believe in Yahushua, they're not believing. But anyway, and this is the dangers of falling into different doctrines and temptation, having itchy ears. And these guys, tried in Detroit, they try to have some debate or some dialogue with Vocab Malone, and you see what happened. Vocab Malone is even still around. And they're not, right? And this is, again, I just try to make this kind of a twofold video because I have quite a few scriptures that I want to touch on this, right? So let's go to Ecclesiastes 2:14. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? So I don't think these guys really understood the severity of what they were into. And the reason why, me personally, I don't harp on it, and there is even guys that leave, and these Jakes, fellow brothers, late brothers, so to speak, they never did a video bad or anything on us, but actually they did on the time that they were leaving. And I'm not going to go into detail on that, but they did, and you see what the Most High did. Now, I'm not doing this video to glorify in it, but as a man of the Lord, you got to consider you could be next if you're not a man of the Lord. This is why we hope. This is why a lot of guys that were in GMS, Great Millstone, I don't really like to do videos on unless they kind of change doctrine. And as I was asking the brother, I said, there was really nothing else to ask. I personally wouldn't have asked him, why'd you quit? It's really simple. You were not of the elect. The Lord did not choose you. And I know in a subtle sort of way, he knew that. Let me say that. But maybe that was just conversation. I don't even think I would salute these guys. I mean, I would come in a manner of peace. I have no hatred towards them. And that's why I'm kind of doing this video to show you the merciful side of what we need. The Most High can do us the same exact way. All I'm saying is don't glorify in it. I tell brothers, don't glorify in that. Matthew 24:13. Unless they were just wicked and they had to get out of the way. Yeah, no wicked jakes. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right? And these guys you see, they wasn't really involved in the whole feud, so to speak, back and forth, but they were still together with them. So you just as much responsible, right? Just as much responsible. And you can't get mad, to a degree, because the Lord just didn't choose them. Many are called, but few are chosen. Okay, many are called, but few are chosen. Luke 6:39. And he spake a parable unto them. Can the blind lead the blind? Shall they not both fall into a ditch? Right? And what these guys was doing with this Israelite branches, they was actually, for what I was told, it was they following these tried and refined guys, along with the Detroit guys who followed them. So you got to know, the blind lead the blind, they shall both fall into the ditch. This is exactly what just happened. They both fell into the ditch. Okay, Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Why would it say the election have obtained it? Because the election would have kept it. Obtain means to keep. Well, let me see what it obtain means to have, I believe. I don't want to come out of my own words. See what obtain actually means. Now, again, you can look at it as a twofold thing. Hey, the Lord just got rid of what he needed, the cancer or whatever. It says obtain is to gain or attain, usually by planned action or effort, to establish. Okay? So the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. The fear comes in, and this is why we must pray that we better be blessed that we stay. Now, I haven't been in the truth 20 and 30 years and 25 and 30 years. Some of these men are grounded, who have been really pushing. Jake that's been in the truth 5, even 10 years, even sometimes 15 years. It doesn't, really none of us, the Lord chooses who he will. None of us can boast and say that we are of the elect. John 21:17, he saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, love thou me? Peter was grieved because he said it unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, lovest thou all things? Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua said unto him, feed my sheep. Now, here's the thing I also wanted to go into in this twofold type video is these brothers had a lot of views. This is one of their, I think the other channel is gone. And one of them here is Yakala. She was a woman who was on the page, and they had various other 20,000, 15,000 views. So my question is, where are all those people going to go? It also proves that the reason why we don't get a lot of views is those guys was getting views because their videos was titled White Man This and White Man That. And everybody wants the entertainment. They want the popcorn, the cheddar cheese, and the excitement, along with a dash of soda. That's what our people want. Our people love drama. They love conflict. Why? Because a lot of our people's spirits are corrupted and have nothing but conflict. That's what they want. They want the drama. They want to see our people fight back and forth. They want to see the white man get smashed. They don't really care about the white man, right? They don't really care about either one, a lot of these people. But because they had troubles and trials in their life, and they woke up to the truth, and they know that this man is responsible, they need a reason to see the white man smashed. They need a reason to see him got on. They need a reason to see him get cut by the word, so they can feel better about themselves. But yet they're doing nothing right by themselves to uplift themselves. And some of them, the white man never did nothing harsh to. It's just choosing a side of who I want to get on. And half of those so-called sisters will be with a white man when the flock breaks up. We've seen that happen too. Okay, let's go to Luke. Well, I went there already. It says, what then? I think I read that. The election have obtained it, that which he seeketh for, the election have obtained it, but the rest were blinded. So you can't really get but so mad, Let me go here. Let me go to John 10:12. But he that is an hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth, and the wolf catches them, and scattereth the sheep. Again, I don't know if these guys was hired. I don't believe so. I think they just went out. They didn't want to come under order, any kind of order. They just opened up. They didn't even just say, hey, we want to acknowledge other brothers, not on that level. And then what happened? The question is, where are all their followers going? Some will break off the Sakari. Some will break off mostly the Adam Abbott Wi-Fi guys, the Wi-Fi brothers. That's where most of them is gone, because they're still titling their videos that way. They're still about the hype, the views, and to be seen. And they look at that as catching souls, with honey. They look at it as that way. But we want sincerity. We don't give you no tricks and giggles and games and shiggles. We want to just give you straight, raw, unadulterated truth. And if you're there to accept it, you will accept it. Me personally, I don't care about all those views, right? Because when our camp was getting those views, before live and we was titling certain ways, you know what came out of that? No nutrition, no nutrients of the scriptures. Timothy 4 says, nourish up in the word of faith. There was no nourishment in that at all. I remember this one brother on here, I looked at their video one time. The sisters was asking questions. He was telling the sister, hold on, we got you. Give us time, we'll get to you. See, this is what you would call an adultery of the faith. Like when you're in a relationship, you just don't skip out on your woman for no reason. You just wake up one morning, I don't want you no more, I'm gone. That's the mindset Jake has. And he does that in the truth. Understanding what you in this truth for, and if they can't get it, you just got to move on. That's why he said to the Yahushua said to the man, he said, let me bury my father. Well, let the dead bury the dead. Anyway, hope this lesson was edifying. That's all I have on that. Shalom.